Here we are just recording the video of once we have the SharePoint installed and then web application site with HTTPS, all those things configured, and then we are consuming it with the connector wherever it is. So currently, the SharePoint site, SharePoint is installed in SP 2019 dev server, particular server. So, and we are accessing it here. So it expects basic content like totally in Adlib application. We have just a second. Let me show it. Here in the configuration, we will have connector mapped to it wherever this SharePoint will be accessible and running. At that place, this connector has to be installed. And the settings for this is the one here. The site URL. You can see here it is clearly it is a site URL. So in my case, in our main scenario, so you can see this is the SP web application site 1.1. So just we give name like that. So here the site URL is up to here, up to this. Usually after sites, without sites also it's possible. So the main thing is we have to get this site URL from the central admin application. This I'm accessing it in for a demo purpose. I'm accessing it in outside computer VM0015. Just to show it, I'll just access it back in the main server. This is the main server. Here, this is center administration. I can't access this outside due to configure alternate access mapping configuration. We can make it up, but currently we disabled it. So if we go here, view all site collections. Here, 49128 is the one where we made it. So this is the one. So this is a web application URL, but we should always browse with this URL plus this is the URL. So without site, we can't access any content in the application. So I'll just switch back to the other computer wherever remote. Usually, just why I'm just making it up is SharePoint will be installed in one place on main server, and all the connectors will be running in a different place. So we have to make sure that is accessible here. Okay, so this is the one path up to here. So I did the same thing here, SP site 11 up to here, and so we have this input output metadata. I'll come to that. Before that, the main criteria for connector to consume is it expects a list. So this monitored location is a list, monitored list. Don't change this name. This is monitor location name. It is being pre-configured with this name in all other place. Just a moment. Don't alter the names. Only monitor change the paths. Okay, this path here. I'm just switching back to the SharePoint site. Okay, this is a site here. We are having one monitored list. We created the monitored list in the way like it should be having all the details, and we are trying to maintain. So currently, I'm showing everything is with respect to the configuration of document center site. If you go with team site, it's slight change, not much. I'm just trying to make it clear. So here, input files is the one where we are having all the input files wherever it is coming, and output files is the one where all the output files are storing. We can categorize. So even we can make it one place like one main folder under which we can make input and output. So for now, I just made it easy to understand. So input files is one folder and under which type 1 and type 2 I made. So here under type 1, I have one file called cli.txt something. Okay. And in the output files, I already processed it file. I'll just delete it just for you to demonstration purpose. And in the monitor list, we should make sure these all the column exist. Title, file path, status, submitted time, and repository name, and list ID and adlib job ID. So currently repository name, list ID and adlib job ID is not using, but in very soon we will be using. So still we should add all these columns as mandatory columns. Okay. So now I'm just trying to add one default, one entry. So one file like, let's say, uh, file1.txt, and what is the path? this file path I should add. So the main key criteria is, so we are having this monitored list under this particular site. So we should make the path all in the equivalent level. Okay, let me duplicate this tab to make it easy to understand. Okay, here input files, you can see SP site 11 is the common and SP site 11 is common, and then input files. Here it is under list slash monitor list. So under list monitor list, you consider input files under which I have type 1. Since this is a document site, so here everything works like a structure of main folder, just like C drive. Just a second. Uh, the main root level, something like C drive slash folder 1 slash folder 2, like that. Same way here, SP site 11 and then input files. I will just take it up to one notepad to make it clear. You can see here input files here up to here. Target list site list URL equals. It comes like this: input file slash type 1 sites SP site 11 and then input files and type 1. Okay, so here in my list now the requirement is mention input files slash type 1. I mean input files slash type 1 slash the file name, whatever is the file name here, cli.txt. It should be exactly same .txt. Okay, rendered status as new. Okay, and repository name, list id and adlib job id. Currently, as I was telling, it is not in use, but later case we should. So currently I will just ignore it. So I'm just adding it as save. Okay, so the entry came like this. So how the system works, we are having this monitor list, and this list will be keep polling by the connector if it is running. Currently it is not running. Okay, so and then uh, output files. The output files is the one where all the target will be going. Okay, yeah, here we added this, and then now the connector is installed in this computer. So I'm just starting the connector. Usually we don't stop it, but just for demonstration purpose I just stopped it. Okay, the name is file11.txt, and in the output files nothing. The input file is already having this. Okay, where is the list? Okay, it is here. I'm just starting it. Started it. Immediately the file actually it gets converted to scanned and then rendered. If you check the in detail, it is the flow is like that. Whenever it's scanned, first is marking for scan, and then it sends to the blob. Okay, if we see the files in this location in the adlib system, I'll just refresh. Okay, this is the file11.txt. Now it is 5:16 a.m. You can see this is the time 5:16. This one came now. If I see the output file here now, this is I'm in output folder. No file came for output because since I don't have any workflow configured to send it to the output. Still, if I wanted to test this, I can tell output this particular because I have chosen this SP1 output, which location I had to send. I had to send original output, original file itself, output to locations I did. If I jump here, it gets the file. That's it. Magic man. Yeah, this is the whole flow of the system. Here, additionally, we have some more configurations like, yeah, I was about to add input data, metadata, output metadata, all those things. So these are required for the sake of ETMF data categorization, all those things. If I see here, um, yeah, I'll just show you with some, this is in a different place, not in currently configured place. If I see here, you can see ETMF zone, artifact, everything it's getting. If we go with any file, so much of nested, it gets all these columns. We can configure this, it's a separate activity. So this is a very much necessary for the basic stuff. And here, to add the items to the list, as I was telling, typing it manually, it always leads to the issue. If I say new and then typing it, it is never uh, okay. And one more thing, this list gets rendered and I send the earlier it was. Now if I refresh, the entry will be removed because whenever the file has been sent to the return back to the output, I mean we did it here, right? Send to output, then the entry will be removed from this place. That is how we are maintaining to just to make it less the list count. Okay, yeah. Now another thing is to add the item to the list. What we have done is in the next stage we can go here and then we can take up whatever the folder structure wherever we are, and then if I say submit to adlib, and it will show me which list it has to be added. If I choose this, it will go to that particular list. Okay, I'll just show that also. Yeah, it will be sent to that list. Okay, but currently for the demo purpose I have done this from scratch. Here this button integration is not been done. Okay, thank you.